Welcome back to another Old World Fanatics video. This time we are reviewing with our exclusive access to the Arcane Journal for the Dwarves from grainy footage someone's took off, what is it, Mountain Miniatures images. So no, we don't have any access like anyone else. But we decided we have to jump on the bandwagon trying to review at least the rules.
Inspired
we don't have any. Yeah, inspired by Mountain Miniatures or Guerrilla Gaming or something, I don't know. Hopefully people will still, they've probably watched the other, there's probably, everyone's putting, all these content producers putting all the reviews out and they've got the books. We don't, but we thought, Andrew plays dwarves.
Scrounge together.
I'm halfway printing a dwarf army. I wanted to see Andrew's, well, you sent me this, so I thought, let's get it up. And Josh is here. Josh hasn't done many of these YouTube vids, so it's cool. Get some feedback on that. So we are just going through the rules because that's all we have. And it's really grainy, and sorry if you're on YouTube and watching it, but I think everyone understands that not everyone has access to this stuff. So we've got two new armies of infamy, the Royal Clan and the Expeditionary Forces, which we knew about, but now we've actually got some of the rules coming through. Andrew, do you want to take us to this Royal Clan and what is it? Because this is the one we were a bit confused about when we were talking about this.
Yeah. Just throw me under the bus here. So yeah, the Royal Clan's basically the clan of kind of like a hold, so like your big royal sort of household setting. So they're very sort of more proper sort of dwarf army. So you can imagine the king, the lord of a large dwarven hold sort of gets his guard and goes off to war. So that's kind of the ins and outs of it. So I'll hit the special rules up. This is probably, I think, from a playing point of view, I think it's probably quite strong. I do really like this. So
you like the actual Royal Clan?
The rules, just the rule base, as in from a competitive setting. I think they're quite good. Cool. They're both good, but I think this one's got some really good rules to it. So did you want to? Should we go part for parts? I'll read the first. You can hit the second. Josh can hit the third.
Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good.
So Ancestral Fury. This is probably one of the bigger ones, but basically during a turn in which a Royal Clan army, a unit in a Royal Clan army, so it's any unit, makes a charge move of more than 3 inches or made a follow-up move, it gains +1 modifier to its strength.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
That's good. That's really good.
So that's sort of like the 8th edition. They used to have that just natively. You charged and you got
on the
+1.
Charge. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ross, now you got like a follow-up move, which to me is...
And doesn't have to be that can be a 2-inch one. If someone rolls slow, you still get it.
Yeah. So to me, the charge move is the 3 inches or more, or just a follow-up move.
Yeah, is good crown
I think it's very
clear.
It's different. Yeah.
Yes.
So I need to read the wording on that, but
I think it's following up.
It's kind of like a pursuit, but
I
thought it was a follow-up.
They both are, but hopefully it is, because that's really good.
I think they're both follow-up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both.
Yeah. No, cool. Who's taking this one? Me or Josh?
I think you were.
Riches and heirlooms. Character models in this army may spend an additional 25 points on runes. In addition, units that are able to purchase standard runes may spend an additional 25 points on the standard runes, with the exception that the Royal Clan Warriors, which is obviously an entry in this book, already have it added in. So basically, I mean, from a narrative point of view, it's just like hey, we can bring all the expensive stuff because we're the rich kings. I don't know. What do you think, Andrew? Do you feel like are people going to load up the runes massively, or you're feeling like, it's just spending points for the sake of spending points?
It is. Well, that's the problem. So value for money with some of these runes. You can spend a lot of points. But I find the standard runes, you can get a lot of value for money.
That's what I was going to say. The standard runes, I could see it more than the other. Or there's some. I think you'll find ones where you're not going to use the 25 points, but you might use 5 because you wanted 80 points of runes. You only got 75. That type of thing I can see happening. Narratively, I think it's a pretty cool thing. Like that they actually have more runes, which is kind of funny.
Yep, definitely.
Yep. Well, narratively, I think the last one is probably really cool as well. After deployment, but before the first turn begins, nominate a single enemy character. For one reason or another, this individual has earned themselves a place in the clan's book of grudges and must be brought to justice. All friendly models gain the hatred of that nominated enemy character, special rule. And in addition, you win a bonus of 75 victory points if the nominated character is slain, has fled the battlefield, or is fleeing when the game ends.
That's cool.
Really cool, isn't it? I mean, just that character is going to be feeling the effects of being in the book.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's like this whole army hates me. Why?
Yeah. And especially like depending on the army, like, I think sometimes you'll pick some shitty little character that you will kill.
Just for the victory point.
Just for the victory point. Or other times you go, hey, I'm going to pick the big guy and I'm going to get a heap of points now, But
just get heaps of hatred.
I actually I think this is a meta-changing thing over time until all the books are out, that some of these books, Dwarves have it, definitely Tomb Kings have it in the Arcane Journal, where there's a couple of these items that give you these extra victory points, and I don't see them being used a whole lot, but I think at some point people might cotton on to how to use them a bit better, because like tournament play, depending on the scenario, but if you're coming along and being able to chew up a few extra victory points, it's pretty, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, some of these games are really low scoring victory points, just the way the points are constructed. So, I think you're right. It can make a big difference.
Yeah, agreed.
They're the three rules for them. Army comp wise, obviously you need to bring a king or a thane. That's locked in. And you don't get. You do get a rune lord. It's 0-1 Anvil of Doom, all rune lord per 1,000 points. So and then just any number of rune smiths. So how is that differing from the normal one? Is it? You didn't have to bring a king or thane, did you? Or you did?
No. Well, you don't obviously get your engineers, and you don't obviously get access to your
powders and
demon
slayers and stuff. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's taking that stuff out more than anything. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Still good, but like thanes and runesmiths, anvils, they're all good.
Yeah, because they're all bloody leadership 10 anyway, aren't they? Or close to it. Rune, like
and
I don't know about the others. But.
It's quite strange because your kings are like a lord level, and obviously your rune lord. Well, that's in a separate one as well. But the only problem is I haven't seen it, but you can only take obviously one or the other for the anvil or the rune lord.
Right.
I'm not too sure if people would be taking both together. I don't know why you would, but
this is 1+. Does that mean though even though it's this, you can bring two kings, can't you? Like it's not just one. It's not just one king's list. Then is that right?
Well, yeah. I'm assuming if you wanted to, because you can take your two lord sort of characters.
Okay, cool.
1+, yeah.
25% is just Royal Clan Warriors, Longbeards, and Quarrelers. So we'll get into what Royal Clan Warriors are in a minute. But again, there's obviously differences here. There's obviously no black powder in it, so you don't have Thunderers and stuff. You don't get the Rangers because you get one unit of Rangers per 1,000 usually, is it? Or
in the normal list.
Yeah, and then Hammers and Dwarf carts, which we'll get into, not including the Miners cart. 0-3 War Machines, which are bolt throwers or grudge throwers. So again, just the old school stuff. 25% of your armies is Rangers, Ironbreakers, Iron Drakes. It's funny, no black powder, but you get Iron Drakes. So I know technically it's not gunpowder because it's some weird ass flaming thing, but it's kind of funny.
It is, and they're like the premium shooting unit.
Twinning shooting unit. So we'll leave that in here for you. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Obviously, you can do a battle standard bearer, but you can also do a runesmith as your battle standard bearer as well, which is interesting.
That is.
So you can really go like, I mean, you need a king here, but you can go quite like runish, rune lords, runesmith for your battle standard. Do you think you'd use that, man? Because sometimes I feel like you bring in a Thane like to be that BSB, but you don't really need the Thane. You might want the BSB for some runic items, but like, I don't know. And the fact that you're getting extra 25 points here, can you see you're not even bringing battle standard bearers? Because you can just put these runes on some of the normal standards anyway.
Yeah, the problem you've got is just the magic dispelling. So it's like, well, your Rune Lord's going to be your dispeller usually, or your anvil, and then your Runesmith is only a +1. So if you want to go really magic defensive light, you could just go Runesmith and maybe just throw everything else into, all your attack sort of stuff. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I think most people take either an anvil or a Rune Lord for just magic defense.
Yeah. I should actually touch on mercenaries too, so I skipped that, sorry. But yeah, 25% normally, but we've got 3 new entries here, which we will get through. Is the Imperial Dwarf Mercenaries, the Doom Seekers, which we definitely will cover, and the Goblin Hewer as well. 0 to 1 Goblin Hewers per 1,000. Now, there is technically a different list you can do with this, with Ungrim. So I guess when we'll touch Ungrim, we'll talk about that. But this is... Ungrim can basically bring in the Slayers, which we'll talk about. So you almost get, you basically do get 3 armies in this book, really, which is pretty cool. Right. Cool. So what I will do is let's just touch the Expeditionary Force special rules as well and check that's composition, and then we can go into like the units. We'll do the magic itemy things because they're pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'll hit the marksman up. So 0 to 1 unit of Thunderers per 1,000 points, so 2 units per standard size game. May be upgraded to Expeditionary Marksman for +1 point per model. Expeditionary Marksmen do not suffer any negative to hit modifiers for moving and shooting, this is huge.
That's massive.
Yeah. In addition, any Dwarf Engineer may be upgraded to an Expeditionary Marksman for +10 points.
Yeah, cool. I haven't. He's obviously a different guy. Does that mean? Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, cool, awesome. Function over form. Sorry, just on this too. Obviously, these ones are the more, I guess, younger exploratory type, experimental things are on this list. I guess. Is the thing they're out to, out to explore.
Make
the world
a name for themselves.
Yeah, take back the lost holds. Function over form. When writing your must list, you must reduce the toughness characteristic of any of the following. Sorry, you may reduce the toughness characteristic of any of the following war machines by 1: cannon, organ gun, flame cannon. Basically, the ones you do that, they basically lose the move or shoot special rule. So now they can move. So you can move your organ guns closer and shoot, or your flame cannons closer and still shoot. It's very interesting. I've never seen this in outside of like, I don't know, is it Chaos Dwarves or whatever that, their artillery moves around or whatever, or ogres or whatever it is. This is pretty cool.
It is.
So the last one, Subterranean Ambush. If your army includes a unit of miners, you may, after both sides have deployed, but before the first turn of the game begins, deploy 2 32mm round mine markers plus 1 additional marker for each additional unit of miners your army includes. These markers can be deployed anywhere on the battlefield that is not within the enemy player's deployment zone, 12 inches of another friendly mine marker, 6 inches of an enemy unit, or 3 inches of a special feature or objective marker. And when a unit of miners would arrive on the battlefield as reserves, it can be placed anywhere on the battlefield within 6 inches of a mine marker, but not within 6 inches of an enemy unit. Which is kind of cool. The unit cannot charge during this turn and counts as having moved for the purpose of shooting, but can otherwise act as normal.
Yeah. I like the idea. There's so many different measurements I'm going to get confused at. You'll have to look at this bloody rule every time you use it. But it comes to, I don't know, how good are miners in general? I don't even know. But
they're not
it makes
bad.
More useful than coming off from the edge of the table, which I think is what they were trying to redesign. Because that's just that can be so far away from the action.
Yeah.
They're kind of like a warrior with a great weapon, no shield.
Okay. They arrive as reserves, but is this are they still like ambushes? Do you still need to go to 4 up, or they can just come on when you want in turn 2, 3, 4, 5?
I'd be guessing
work?
when the ambush, they'd come up with the ambush.
So you're still rolling that dice. Okay.
Yeah. When it would arrive onto the battlefield, to me that's when they come in as an ambush.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to take us to the Army of Infamy comp list, Andrew?
So we've got the 1+ Engineer or the Engineer Sapper, which is a new unit. 0 to 1 Demon Slayer or Dragon Slayer. So it's pretty cool that they've got the Slayers kind of coming in with this. We've got Thanes and Runesmiths. So no Kings,
that's interesting.
which is, a bit lighter. It seems like this whole, it is a bit lighter, I suppose, with this army. So at least 25% of your army points must be spent on Warriors, Thunderers, and Dwarf Carts. 0 to 1 units of Rangers per 1,000 points. 0 to 1 Scout Gyrocopters may be taken as core per 1,000 points. That's pretty big.
So funny that. Why do they write mode taken as core when it is in the core section?
In the core, I know.
Dumb.
Just because people will be like, no. So special, obviously, 50%. You can take miners, Scout Gyrocopters, and Gyrocopters. 0 to 3 War Machines per 1,000, and that is bolt throwers, grudge throwers, and cannons. Rare, so you got 33% for your rare, so it's quite large.
Yeah.
25%. So you got Gyro Bombers, 0 to 1 unit of Slayers, 0 to 2 War Machines per 1,000 points of organ guns and flame cannons. So
what's the usual Slayer limit in the normal list? So outside of taking Ungrim, what's the normal?
Yeah, these are questions I can't answer.
Okay,
that's a good question.
I'll have to look that up. Surely, I think it'd be like at least 2. Sure, it's
it just seems weird, like limit it to 1. In this, even though you can take, 1 demon. Basically, they're saying you don't get many Slayers unless you take Ungrim. Really. Yeah. Or use the normal army list potentially.
Yeah.
And this time you get a Thane or an Engineer as your battle stand if you want to take him, which is pretty cool. And you get the same type of... you don't get the exact same type. You get the mercenaries. You get the Imperial Dwarf mercenaries, but only up to 2 Doomseekers per 1,000, not 0 to 4, and 0 to 1 Goblin Hewers.
Still crazy amount. Like, it's funny. They're like 0 to 2 War Machines per 1,000 points, and it's like what you could take 4 organ guns or 4 flame cannons.
Oh yeah,
if the points allowed. Like it's
well, now that you can do gyrocopters as 50% special, rare 33% gyro bombers. I mean, I know they're crapper, and core gyro. Like you can really go. You could do whole gyro. It's actually a shame you can't put an engineer in a gyrocopter though.
Yeah,
that'd be friggin' cool to have, like, or even better, a Slayer gyrocopter. It's got to be painted orange.
Orange. Looks like Slayers in the normal lists are special, right? With
right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's so they've really tried to limit it here in a way, and in the other one you can't even take them until you bring out the big guy. That's cool. Let's go look at. We'll touch the runes first, because then we can talk about what you get and if there's any worth bringing any of those extra runes in. So the big change they've done here as well, this is awesome, is they've given engineers weapon runes for their crossbows or handguns. So I shouldn't just say engineers. You can Thanes and them can carry the weapons as well, and they can take these weapon runes. So we've never seen this, in any of the other versions. This is new.
Nah, yeah. It's very new.
So yeah, they still go by the same type of runic laws, as far as I know. So the whole, jealousy and uniqueness or whatever the hell and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so I'll do the first one then. Master Rune of Slaying, 50 points when making roll to wound against an enemy whose troop type's Behemoth. It basically hits on a 3+. A hit. Is that right, Rune? A roll of 3 is always a success regardless of the target's toughness. Sorry, so it always wounds on a 3 up with D3, multi-wounds D3 for this one. So it's basically, it's not monster slaying, but, it can do some damage, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really good against, like, not your kitted up dragons, but if you've got your standard giants and things like that, I think that's going to be doing... Because most of the guys are going to be shooting on high ballistic skill, so they should be hitting. And then a 3+, they're wounding. So
what's the normal engineer? Is he a 5? BS5, is he?
Yeah, I think 5. 5 or 6. I'd have to check. But I think they've got the expeditionary one. Might have to have a look at his.
We'll get to him. That's true. Yep.
Yeah, we'll get to him. So the Master Rune of Piercing, 40 points. Weapon inscribed with this rune has a +1 modifier to its strength characteristic. In addition, a weapon inscribed with this rune shoots like a bolt thrower using the through and through special rule. So pretty cool. I mean, you're going to have a strength 5 bolt thrower. The only problem is going to be the coming from that, it's just like your save. There's not really any modifier to its save. But my understanding now is bolt throwers with through and through doesn't stop. It keeps going. So I think you hit all of them.
I haven't used or been shot at successfully, I don't think, by a bolt thrower. But I remember when we read the original rule book, I was a bit confused with... It seemed to be like rules was written when I read it, that the second rank it would drop -1 strength, but I don't know, it didn't read as if it dropped a strength each rank or each file. Do you know what's the how does it actually work? It might have. I just didn't read it that way. I thought, is this different? But then I couldn't remember, and I've never used a bolt thrower, so I never went back and looked at it.
I've been shot by bolt throwers.
Okay, so does it do that? Is it just drop?
I thought it did, but it kept. So it keeps going through. So even if it doesn't wound.
Because it used to stop in 8th.
Yeah, it used to stop.
Okay. But it drops the strength each file.
It does drop a strength. Yeah.
Okay. When I read it, I remember reading it first going, well, hang on, could I read it the other way where it drops 1 strength, but that's it? Like I thought, that's pretty cool. Maybe they're trying to buff it. But that was back in January when we were reading the leaks. I was like, But, okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. Josh, Master Rune.
Master Rune of Bursting Flame for 35 points. If the roll to hit is successful, a weapon inscribed with this rune causes 2 D3 hits to the target enemy unit rather than the usual 1 hit.
That sounds like an auto include, but you can only take 1, I guess. But...
Yeah, that's a pretty big multiplier for a single hit.
Yeah,
That's like 4 to 6. That's that's crazy. Yeah, that's good. But I mean, auto include, but in the context of some of these other ones that are really good, I mean, the first 2 you've gone through are really good as well.
Yeah, true. They're expensive though when you think about you adding them to just one guy and usually one shot.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to work out what you're shooting at, how many guys are actually gonna. That's just hitting. How many are gonna wound? It's all.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a numbers game. Is this yours, Gummo? Concussive Force?
Yours, I think. Oh, hang on. I went first, didn't I? Sorry. Yeah. Rune of Concussive Force, 30 points. A unit hit with an attack made by a weapon inscribed with this rune gains a stupidity special rule until your next starter's turn to subphase. So you just got to hit them, and then they get stupid. But, I mean, it's funny. I just feel like, there's not a lot. It's going to be shooting at things out on the flank, like Goblin Wolf Riders, stuff like that. But I don't know if that's a bigger deal. I don't know. I probably don't really think stupidity is that big a deal in this edition, really.
No.
No, you just have low enough leadership for it to make a difference.
Yeah.
And they seem to have a certain amount of control over how far they move anyway.
Well, yeah, and the only thing they can't do is charge. Really, like they can still cast spells and stuff. It's really not. I don't know.
Yeah. So Runa accuracy. So this is going to be really good depending on what you're shooting is in, like what weapon you're shooting. So it's 20 points. A weapon inscribed with this rune does not suffer any negative to hit modifiers. So if you can shoot something that is going to be causing quite a lot of damage, I think this is going to be really, really good if you want something to hit and guarantee it. But yeah, just as a normal handgun, maybe not, unless it's buffed up with another rune.
Yeah, you'd have to join these, hey. But I mean, like something like the Master Rune of Bursting Flame, if you add it to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's getting into 55 points. I don't even know the limits here on some of these, but
yeah, I'm not too sure with the other thing would be the Iron Drakes. I'm not too sure if the champion gets a rune allowance
because it's just crossbow or handgun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, sorry, it is. Yes, correct.
Which sucks because when you read the flavor text, it says inscribe runes upon handheld missile weapons such as crossbows and handguns, and then it comes down here and says only inscribed on crossbows or handguns. It's this whole Games Workshop view of choice where it's like you've got a choice, but you don't really, you've got all these different, hand weapony, shooty missile things, but really you can't use these two. It's the illusion of choice. Yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, like you said, if you're gonna throw that on, like the accuracy in slaying, then you're gonna have like possibly a 2-up, 3-up, or a 3-up, 3-up. But it's 70 points, isn't it? On top of your character. So.
Should we do the rune of rapid fire?
Yeah.
15 points. Weapons inscribed with this rune gains a multi-shots 2 and quick shot special rules.
Love it. You got the cool ones, Josh, because it's those two you join together. You join Master Rune of Bursting.
Fire,
because you're multi-shot 2. So you got at least double the chance to hit the 2d3 with quick shot. Yeah.
And it's got a quick shot, which is really nice.
Just
and that's still only 50 points in total. Yeah.
Got an AR-15,
Four D3 hits.
So the rune of
Master Rune of Accuracy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whooshka. Oh man. Look at you boys go. You've written a list already. So the rune of Molten Steel, 10 points. You get the flaming attack special rule.
Yeah. I mean, how much is it to get like flaming on, say, a unit of thunderers or something anyway, or there just isn't? Like, is there a banner that gives you flaming attacks for your shooting? Like,
I don't think there is.
Yeah, okay. But see, flaming doesn't do like it's not like 8th where you could hit someone with a flaming attack and now they don't have regen for the whole turn. You used to have that type of thing. So you'd like pick them with a flaming thing and whack them. Yeah, it's not as useful as it was. Enchanted rune, a weapon described with this rune gains magical attacks, 5 points. Potentially yes, but I feel like dwarves have a lot of other ways to get magical attacks if they want, than worrying about some dude with a handgun trying to shoot a banshee. I don't know.
Yeah. The other runes don't grant magic attacks, do they?
I
just thought they were. Well, they mustn't then because.
Well, that's what I thought.
No, they all would be. No, they would be.
Or any runic inscribed item becomes magical. That's what I thought. So I'm a little bit.
Okay. So it's a bit weird that you're paying 5 points specifically for it then.
Yeah. But that's
basically
saying
weapon. You've put a rune on it, so therefore you've got it, whereas the other ones all have it built in.
Yeah. Is it purely 5 points for an enchanted rune that does nothing else but the fact it's enchanted?
Yeah.
Well,
now obviously if you're playing into demon meta, and it's just an enchant, so you can join this with, although you wouldn't join it with stuff because they're already. So I don't know. It's probably if you got 5 points, use it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's what it is, just using up 5 points.
Yeah. Cool. Tell us about these, Andrew. These are new. The talismanic.
What are these?
Tattoos. Have I got them all on here? Yeah, I do. Oh,
Yeah, you do.
Can't fit them all on.
So basically, it's not like an automatic. You get your points allowance. So depending on your rank of Slayer, you get different amounts of tattoos. So Doom Seekers can get 3 runic tattoos, which is quite strange because they're only 50 points each. Demon Slayers can only get 2 runic tattoos, but Demon Slayers also can get other runes as well, so on their weapons, etc. So maybe that's why
magic. You can use magic weapon ones. Yeah.
Correct. True. Yeah, and they get 25% of talismans, I think. And Dragon Slayers can get a single rune. So I'll hit the first one, rune of.
Can I just say they missed it here? They should have said, if you hand paint a tattoo on a Slayer, that's classed as a single runic tattoo. So, if you're actually freehanding your tattoos, that's how many you put on. That's what I should have done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh's Grail Knights with all those fleur-de-lis or whatever that you put on. That's
it's the only way you let the blessing.
Effort. That's right.
We can never lose it. That's right. We can never lose the blessing.
What is it like? Your play it how it is. What is it?
What you see.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. So if
that's
you don't
come from
have
the computer world. Yeah.
If you don't have tattoos on your,
you don't get them. I'm going to do that
Slayer,
too. Exactly. Someone comes up with a just straight painted human flesh.
Where's the tat?
Slayer? I'm like, no, so I do. You don't get them. And
I'll even got to draw.
You'll go off looking, and you'll go, "That's not right." I go, "Oh, sorry, I must have read it wrong. I heard it on Old World Fanatics, so you didn't." Okay, so I've had half a bottle of red. I didn't realise. Sorry. Keep going.
Too much wine. So Rune of Dishonored, 50 points. This one's fantastic. So Demon Slayers, Dragon Slayers only. Once a model with this runic tattoo is reduced to their last wound, they gain a 3-up ward save against any further wound suffered. However, at the end of the battle, a model with this runic tattoo that has been slain is worth no victory points. If it is still alive, the enemy player who wins a bonus number of victory points equal to 100% of its point cost.
Nice. That is so cool.
That's so good. That's so flavorful. And I swear we talked about this months ago. And now I can't remember when. It was either on the podcast or when we reviewed the Dwarf book, Andrew. I can't remember. Do you remember?
I swear you said it. Yeah, you're like something like this. Like they want to die and there should be bonus.
Slayers should get points if they die. Yeah, vice versa. So I reckon they listen to Old World Fanatics and put this in. Yeah.
Credit comment.
The book wasn't already under print or anything.
For sure. Sort of box somewhere.
Surely it was coming.
It's cool. It's going to be really, because this isn't the only place it does it, is it? Somewhere I can't remember. There's another place that has this. I don't know which. Maybe it's the Doom Seekers. I don't know. Somewhere else there's another thing like this where you get them if they die. The other person gets them.
It is, Doom Seekers.
How are you going to play this as a player?
It's fantastic. That's how you're going to play.
It's like for me, Doom Seekers, you just want to lose them, obviously.
Yeah.
When we get to them.
No two characters in your army can have the same combination of runic tattoos. Not to say you can't have this with another rune.
Exactly. You can have all.
You can have all these demon slayers running around causing havoc, and what you're just going to leave them alive, just hacking you away. Like it's crazy. It is crazy.
Well, you have to attack back too. Like if you're in combat, you have to attack back.
Oh man!
But I mean, the only negative for you is you get a 3-up ward save. But I mean, you're going to probably fail it. Well, you hope you do.
Surely.
You just stay alive. That's the one time you keep rolling 6s and you're like, this dude's not dying. Rune of Endless Battle, 40 points. During the combat phase of any turn in which a model with this runic tattoo is charged, every attack it makes causes an unsaved wound, allows it to immediately make one additional attack. Note that any additional attacks that cause unsaved wounds and any unsaved wounds caused by impact hits do not benefit from this special rule. So it's just like that. Is it like exploding? What they call it in 40k? It's like sustained hits or exploding sixes or whatever it was bloody called. So when you get attacked, you just basically get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a Blood Knight thing, or there was a Bretonian virtue that used to do that as well.
So really, you can only almost upwards damage, double your. And can you join this with something that gives you multi wounds? Does that then give you way more chance of doubling that again? Because it causes an unsaved wound. So yeah, multi wounds would stack with this, wouldn't it?
Every attack it makes that causes a wound allows it to immediately.
Would it? It's an unsaved wound. You unsaved wound and then you multi wound. Does that mean like if I rolled? You know what I mean? Like if I had a multi-wound 3 thing, does that become 3 unsaved wounds?
Because it's not wounds, it's attacks.
Okay.
So to me, it's like every attack that causes an unsaved wound.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's only one attack caused all those wounds, so therefore you get another one. Yeah.
But
I feel like there's easier ways to get more attacks. Can't you just get, like, how much is those Rune of Furies or whatever the hell they are?
25 points.
Okay, yeah.
And if you're going to have your Demon Slayer, I think he's got 5 attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, you could give your Demon Slayer, 8 attacks, and now he's generating another attack with his strength 5.
Oh, yeah. So you're saying you join this with
7.
okay. You're saying stack this with 3 Runes of Fury type thing.
Oh, you could, definitely.
Yeah,
yeah.
you could.
8 attacks. Generating more attacks.
Yeah.
Give him the Rune of Dishonored, and if you don't kill him, like it's crazy. Yeah, you spend so much money on these things.
The next one isn't bad either. Rune of the Reckless for 35 points. A model with this runic tattoo gains a frenzy special rule, and during the combat phase has a +1 modifier to their rolls to hit. However, enemy models that target this model during the combat phase also have a +1 modifier to their rolls to hit. Interesting drawback. But
yeah. I mean,
that could certainly compound with the last rune as well. Like those
true. Yeah, to get more through. But what's the weapon skill of these guys? Isn't it really high anyway?
Oh, yeah, 7, 8.
Right.
I just feel like you're already hitting on 3s or 2s, but you're letting someone else hit you back on 3s sometimes. You know, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit just for the extra attack. I don't know if it's.
But you might want to die so they don't get
the points. That's true. That's true.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So Rune of the Hateful, a model with this rune gains the hatred or enemy special rule.
Again,
always pretty cool.
You know, combo that one with the endless one as well, because then at least you're rerolling your hits. Yeah. I mean, that's that. You've got hatred all enemies. You're basically getting every hit through. Hey, if they're weapon skill 8 or 9, 7, 8 or 9.
Yeah, something like that.
Runic Grit, 25 points. Model with this runic tattoo has a +1 modifier to its toughness. I mean, I like that, but not if you obviously got the Rune of Dishonored because you want to die. But what's their toughness? Is it 4 or 5 for these Demon Slayers?
5.
Yeah. So a tough 6 demon. Like if you don't have that Dishonored one and you want to have some tanky, survivable guys that do some damage, that's pretty cool. Like getting them to tough 6.
Could even take them to tough 7. Can you double them up?
Oh.
No, I don't think you can.
No,
you can't duplicate the same model.
Oh, these cannot be duplicated on the same model. No, too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Rune of the Dauntless, 15 points. A model with his rune tattoo must always issue and accept challenges if possible. And during a challenge, it may re-roll any failed rolls to hit.
Yep. Like character snipe. That's good for one that you want to throw in and actually do a character sniping. Otherwise, you probably just want to just destroy as many people as you can.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the build.
Yeah, definitely. Rune of Wrath. The model with this runic tattoo has a +1 modifier to its attacks.
Well, there's that one. Oh, though you can't double this guy. But yeah, you can add that one with the 3 Furies and you got 4 extra attacks straight up. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Warrior Rune 10 points. Model with this has a +1 modifier to weapon skill. So yeah, you can be getting these guys to weapon skill 9 probably, or at least 8. I've actually got the other book open, so I'm not sure what they were.
Yeah, I was trying to get it out. I'll put it somewhere. I need my reference book.
And yeah, finally, Rune of Blazing Fury for 5 points. A model with this Runic tattoo has a flaming special rule.
Yeah, boring.
Not sure if that'll be.
Sorry, I do have it up here. Demon Slayer's 7, Dragon Slayer's 6. So you might want to bump these ones up occasionally, depending on what you're trying to do with them. Like if you're trying to be a blender into units, you might want to add that one with some of these other ones, because then you're getting the Demon Slayer to like weapon skill 8. You're probably hitting things on 2s sometimes, depending on what it is.
Have to do the
like
math,
humans and stuff. Yeah. Which is pretty cool. But no, I like that they've done this. That, like we talked about this, Andrew, saying, oh, I bet you they do stuff that's defensive, but they've gone the other way, which I like, where it's like you want them to die, which, well, at least the option to want them to die. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if these are in particular orders, and I'm a bit conscious of time here as well. Where's Ungrim and stuff? Where's the actual Doom Seekers? While we're talking about, where were they?
Yeah, you're on him, Ungrim.
You got him.
Where's the Doom Seekers though in this thing?
Doom Seekers are in the normal. So go up.
Did I miss it? There we
go.
Cool. Let's talk about him and Ungrim, because I think we just talked about all those runic tattoos. So I just want to talk about them. So these guys are 50 points. Movement 3, obviously, because they're dwarves. Weapon skill 5, strength 5, tough 4, 2 wounds, but 2d3 attacks.
2d3.
10. Whirling Blades of Death counts as a hand weapon. Like I said, they can do weapon runes up to 50 points as well as that. So they get 3 runic tattoos, any amount, plus 50 points of weapon runes. And they have, hang on, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 special rules.
That 14.
Having said that, now that we're like 5 months into Old World, it's so funny. I read through this and I understand it all. Remember I was like, they should have split the special rules. I still sort of agree
what's
with.
all this?
It's amazing how it just starts getting in. In 2 years' time, we're just going to be like smashing through again. Yeah, it's easy. What are you going on about? It takes 2 hours to play this game. Doom Seeker is at the end of the battle, a Doom Seeker that has been slain is worth no victory points. However, a Doom Seeker still alive, you get 100 points. So these guys, you want to throw them in and kill them. Yeah, so you don't actually have to buy that rune for these guys. It's baked in, which is kind of ironic because isn't the rune 40 or 50 points?
Yeah, 50 points.
So to get that rune, you get a free Doom Seeker, which is kind of funny. First to the fray, this model increases its maximum possible charge range by 3, and when make a charge range, it's a plus D3 modifier. So a little bit like a Swift Stride, but that's awesome because you can get them into combat easier. That's a charge range of 12 for a dwarf.
Yep.
Which is above a human. It's above an elf, like in terms of infantry. It's pretty good. Whirlwind of Death. Impact hits caused by this model are resolved using the profile of the Whirling Blades of Death. When this model makes a roll to wound, roll a 4+ is always a success. So what's the Whirling Death profile? Or is that off the page? It just counts as a hand weapon.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Gromwell weapon.
So it's AP1.
AP1.
Yeah.
Strength 5, AP1, 2d3, attacks plus impact hits D3 plus 1 at strength 5 AP1. Shit. You get charged by this thing. It's just going to blend the front rank of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of attacks coming out.
Wow. And they also did FAQ. We missed that. We didn't miss it, but just Deathblow definitely also has this 4. It does apply the Slayer's 4-up rule, which is cool. Yeah. And so the other thing, with these guys, they can be taken. Here it is. 0 to 3 Doom Seekers may be taken as mercenaries in Dwarven Mountain Hold. So you've got to in your normal dwarf army, you can take them, but they're mercenaries.
That's the problem. Is like most comps aren't doing mercenaries, and all of these are pretty much mercenaries, unless you take the Slayer King like Ungrim. But most comps aren't allowing named characters, so you kind of you're between a rock and a hard place.
You mean tournaments? Is that true?
Yeah, I've not. Most tournaments I've seen don't allow mercenaries. I've not seen one yet that allows.
But special characters, named characters.
Yeah, most of them say no name character because all the books aren't released yet. It's kind of like an unfair advantage, allegedly.
That's crap, but they should. I didn't even look at Castle Soul, to be honest. What did we write in Castle? So I'm just having a look on my other screen. Because I saw some that were definitely allowing mercenaries. Because you know how like the orcs have the bone grinder and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
But they weren't allowing allies. But then I haven't even bothered ever looking, so it doesn't bother me. I haven't wanted to.
Unless I'm getting confused with allies. Possibly.
Yeah, I think you. Well, I don't.
It doesn't mention.
It's not
mentioned in the pack that I can see either one.
So I think you could take them, and I think even characters.
Yeah, well, he's taken the Green Knight. He didn't. Got in.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's. I think the good thing is, I'm hoping at least that old world tournament TOs are becoming slightly more lenient with that stuff, more than what we used to in 8th, which would be good.
Some other ones.
Because in 8th it was very strict about not allowing lots of special characters and that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely allies.
Bit too
I've
powerful.
seen, people not bringing, but mercenaries, I think you're just going to have to allow. Now, having said that, I haven't even looked at the rules. Isn't they roll a 1 and they're drunk or something, or I don't know.
There's a misbehaving mercenaries rule that wasn't there. I think, and did it depend a little bit? Oh no, that was allies, wasn't it? That had different levels of trust, I think.
Yeah, that's true. So I have to go. But now because I remember looking at the rules and I couldn't actually see where there was any mercenaries, so I just ignored it. I kept going, what is this mercenary rule? But now that there's more out, I'll have to go back and look at the actual rule book.
Yeah, you're right. Number 1 is Heavy Knight.
Yeah. So they just got pissed.
So there's stupidity, and they also have a +1 modifier.
So they still
when they
turn
take
up.
a stupidity test. Yeah, they still turn up. Oh,
is
no,
there
wait,
anything where they don't turn up?
Hold on. Okay.
We're so prepared for this episode.
No, so you got to roll a dice on a 1, then you roll on the table at the start of the game.
Ah, right. So it's only 1 in 6
if you roll
chance
a 1
at anything.
Then you get if anything, then you get Heavy Knight.
Okay, so it's pretty safe to bring them.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, you're going to see them in every normal dwarf army as well, then, and probably Empire armies, potentially.
Yeah, I think 4 to 5 they're ambushes, which is a bit random, or they're -1 modifier to move an initiative 2 or 3, and on a 6 -1 leadership.
Jeez, imagine rolling what'd you say, -1 to your movement.
Yeah, so 2 to 3 you get what you pay for, because I feel they haven't been paid very well, so they're not going to put much effort. So they're -1 movement, -1 initiative for the duration.
-1 movement, and -1 initiative for dwarves. Come on.
So they have Vanguard. They do. So they'd Vanguard 2 inches then if they got that result.
Yeah.
Oh, right up. Yeah.
Down from the dizzy heights of 3.
Yeah, that's right. No, but these are I'm assuming these guys are gonna be everywhere. Probably 3D printed, because it sounds like what Andrew says, that those other ones are crap because they break.
They are.
Yeah, cool. The other thing was, let's go Ungrim quickly. Slayer King of Correct Kadrin. Do you want to go through this guy, Andrew?
Oh, what if I could see the screen? I can't actually read
sorry.
that.
Do you want me to just do it? Is it easier? Yeah, no, it's a bit blurry. So this dude is weapon skill 9, BS 4, strength 4, tough 6, 3 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 10, 315 points. He's got a crap ton of. I'm not even going to go through all these rules. King of the Slayer hold, though. Basically, he can join a unit of hammerers or unit of slayers, even though he doesn't have loner. Any
cool.
unit of hammerers he joins gains immunity, psych, and unbreakable, as long as he's in there. And then in addition, here's the tricky thing. If he's taken as a general of the Royal Clan army, so he can be taken as general of a normal dwarf army as well, but if he is Royal Clan, now you get Demon Slayers, Dragon Slayers back in there. You get 0-1 unit of Slayers per 1,000 as core, so 2 units of Slayers, and then 4 Doomseekers per 1,000 as special. So you can get 2 units of Slayers, 4 Doomseekers, heaps of Dragon Slayers, and Demon Slayers, and him as well in the Royal Clan army. But the only weird thing, so this is the bit, I don't know if you guys have followed other people doing the review, and this is what they're a bit confused
about. Is that the 25%?
Yeah, so because it says 0-1 units of Slayers per 1,000 points may be taken as core, but then when you zoom back and look at Royal Clan, core is at least 20% of your army must be spent on blah, 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 blah. So I guess rules as written, you have to take 25% of these dudes, and then you can also take 0-1 units of Slayers as core, which is just dumb. I don't think rules are intended.
I'm sure that's not the intention.
No,
I'm sure
I know,
the intention is that
it's just,
come
on.
Core.
When you're writing your book, use your brain. Sorry, I'm ripping them off again. That's why they're not sending us the good versions of the books and only these weird-ass photo.
These rude people.
But anyway, cool. So you basically get 3 army lists in a way, because you can have a fairly heavy Slayer, especially if you read it the way we just said, like rules are intended. You can take a fair bit of Slayers and not have to take as much core of other stuff.
I'm 50-50 on that, because one thing that they said is they didn't want a Slayer army although it was as one of the main armies. So that was back in the almanac. They did mention that. Not that they said it was going to be lazy, but they're just like, oh, we didn't want to have like a Slayer only army. Not to say that you can't take it with this rule, but people are like trying to read between the lines with that as well. So that's sort of part of the argument, that you can't just add these guys as core within your 25-point allowance.
Right.
I know that was a bit of a mouthful, but yeah.
Basically
in the almanac, they said something about, oh, we just didn't want a Slayer army as part of. Oh God.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll just keep going. But what if it's bizarre, because they've limited it 0-1 per 1,000 points anyway, and then they've said it's considered to be in the core section. So it's like, otherwise it'd just be in special, right? Like special is like such a broad section. Otherwise, it'd be 50%.
And you got 50%. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like makes no minimal difference. What's happened?
Come on. But yeah, I'm a little bit not too sure there on that allowance, but basically there's you go on YouTube and it's just like there's just all these arguments. You go into Facebook, it's just all these arguments as well.
Why so much arguing?
They're not a powerful unit, so it doesn't bother me. Like, I can't see why it's an issue.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Why is any little vagueness in how they write things is just enough for everyone to blow up?
It's not an unfair advantage. Like somebody taking Slayers,
I wouldn't think it would be.
But they die like flies to most things. So,
I'm back. My internet went down. Fucking hell, that was weird.
You're
Can you
back.
hear me?
Nice.
I don't know what happened there.
No.
That's the first time my internet's gone down like that. I don't know if.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's still running.
Okay. We're still recording on our end. So.
I'm going to have a bit of editing to do anyway, so it's all good.
Oh, yeah. Josh kept the flow going.
Best as we could.
Cool.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the ridiculous online arguments about the core choice stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, guys, I dropped out there. The guys were obviously talking about stuff there. So yeah, where did you get up to? Just the core choice.
Just
discussion?
the King of the Slayer's hold. Yeah. So we're just about
Yeah.
to look at the Slayer bit. I
Okay.
think, whatever it is.
Yeah, when this model makes a roll to wound, roll a 4+ is the same deal. It's just the Slayer rule. Slayer crown. The wearer of the Slayer crown improves the armor by 2. In addition, its wearer has a 5+ ward. So what's he got? Like,
it's got light
armor. So he's got a 4 up, 5 up. Axe of Dargo is only strength 2.
Strength 2, AP 3.
AP 3.
Can't get through these goblins.
Slayer. That's JTY's way to get an FAQ out. We know that. Now we know, everyone. That's how you get FAQs out in Games Workshop. The thing with this guy that always, like, whenever, I don't know, I'm probably spoilt now because I've got monsters galore in my armies, but whenever I see like something 300 something points with 3 wounds, I just go, nah.
It's expensive.
Like, it's just, I mean, yes, if you want to take the Slayer
but it's hidden
stuff,
in a unit.
but
he's not going to be
just
out by himself wandering around.
Even the Bretonian's got a better character that has more wounds than that.
Yeah, he couldn't take on a dragon by himself, even with his monster slayer, unless he got really lucky.
Yeah,
he's only got
now
one,
imagine
one
if
round
he
in
had that
combat.
rule that if he died, you get no victory points. As
Oh,
well. He's really getting smashed in there.
Funny.
And people are like trying to
that would
stay
be
away. I don't want to kill him. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
It's always going to be this problem. You just got the multi wounds and so many wounds. Sorry, the multi saves and
Yeah,
the big boys. That's hard to kill. But he does provide a lot of buffs to the army, though, and that's partly what you're paying for. In fact, I think
exactly. When you're
out of those
whacking
range
that
points
unit
is
hammers as well. I mean, you just can't
unbreakable
Yeah.
hammers unit. And then opening up the army
you can't
list
charge
as well,
half the time because of their other bloody rules they have. Yeah.
And hammers can take a challenge. Any hammer can take a challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You're
just
never
sit
actually
there.
going to be able to fight
He
him.
doesn't even need to go in combat.
Dish out stuff.
No.
Send off his
He's
hammers.
never gonna. Yeah, he's never gonna get in combat. It's true. That's why he doesn't need his wounds. That's very true. He doesn't unless you go in with like monsters or something where you can't challenge them. But then he's got Monster Slayer.
I must admit, it's pretty hard to cost the value of the King of Slayer's hold in general. Like all those options you're adding into an army, that all have their own costings as well, and all those flow-on effects in terms of list construction. How do you value that?
You can't. You basically probably just look at everything else. You probably look at if this army had all these other things, then as long as a chunk of it was used to get those other things, then we'll just cost him that. Because you just can't. There's no way you can mathematically work it out.
Yeah,
it's still expensive. Like $315.
He is. Yeah, he's a pricey chunk.
Yeah. But he might be.
You would have to build the list around him and really take advantage of the buffs he gives. To really get good value out of him.
Let's do we want to actually go I want to try and get through this. I don't know, do you want to go through every other one here or what? Okay. So Goblin Hewers, let's just go down
keep cracking through.
Yeah. So Goblin Hewers.
You want me to hit it?
You do it.
Yeah, so it's 120 points. So 3 wounds. Basically got its couple of Slayer crew. So it's basically you can take engineering runes up to 50 points. It's immune to Psych, Unbreakable, Skirmish, Hatred. So basically all your Slayer stuff plus War Machine. So this is probably the nuts and bolts of it. So it's got a 36-inch range. It's strength 4, -1 AP, armor beam 1, cumbersome, move and shoot, and whirling doom. As we know, uses the stone thrower misfire chart. So the whirling doom is a single salvo of spinning axes. A goblin hewer can cut through several ranks of troops when shooting. So basically, roll an artillery dice when making any rolls to hit, and then the number of shots fired equals the artillery dice plus a D3 modifier per rank, including the rear rank if it is incomplete. if it's in the front arc, and then if it's in the flank, basically you go per file. Then if a misfire is rolled, no shots are fired. Roll immediately on the appropriate misfire chart. So this thing's pretty crazy when you're talking about an artillery dice plus a D3 modifier per rank. So for some of these big
my
units,
skeletons wouldn't like this guy. Not my big unit. The question is how many people are bringing big units, I guess, is the
that's
the question.
Yeah. The extra D3 makes it very reliable. Like, you're not just getting only 2, you're getting 2 plus D3 at a minimum, which is.
Yeah. I was wondering, is there play in this to be out on the flank? Because reality is there's like lots of cavs, there's more wide units than long. So it's like, is it worth deploying them on the flank to try and get those side shots,
It's going to be hard, but because like if you're out on the flank, you might have those units on the flank with you. So are you getting a flank shot? I mean, you might if you're shooting back.
It depends when you're deploying. Yeah, I mean, if you can work it out and know that they're not there. Yeah, because I just feel like how many people are bringing big units of say more than 3 ranks? Not many. Although, is this a combat? Is this a? I mean, it's 120 points, so it's quite expensive. Is this a meta choice to fuck people's marching columns over? All these people doing like, 3. Like a unit of 6 cav through 2x6 to drilled up the table, like your dragon princes the other day. Just there you go, goblin hewer down your marching column. have that up your marching column. Yeah. I don't know.
And there's no roll to hit either. It's sort of like
auto
hits, isn't it? So
no,
is it?
Yeah, you just throw an artillery dice and then add.
By the way, roll artillery dice before making any rolls to hit.
Nah, it's.
Is that the number of hits?
Yeah. I don't think it's this. I don't know if it's a great that thing because of that, because it's still rolling the hit.
Because it's only BS3. That's much less scary.
Yeah. It's 120 points. I think if it was
okay, that makes.
I think if it was like 50, 60, 70 points, would be a cool choice, but it's a bit too pricey. And the other typo they've got here is how many crew does it have? It doesn't actually. I think they've screwed it up.
Comes with 2. I think it's 2 in a box. I thought.
Yeah, because usually they write this as how many wounds. Right.
They do, yes.
They've screwed that one up, but that's okay.
Or they got crew
times. Most people would know.
Yeah,
that's my biggest issue is the points versus who's against it. It'd be nice if you could have a few of these.
BS3 is really not great.
Yeah,
actually, for 120 points. Well, that just completely changes the complexion of the.
That does.
Yeah.
It's rolled to hit.
That's what I was like. Well, this thing's great. Hang on. No, it's not.
How dare you make me do that? We'll go to the Scout Gyrocopter. These are the little mini ones, which you can take in core in the Expeditionary Force. So it's basically all of 4s across the board rather than like 5s on toughness and stuff. 3 wounds instead of 4. Is that right? And 2 attacks rather than 3, is it? No, they always had 2.
3 wounds, but it's toughness. Yeah.
Toughness. A normal gyro has 3, but tough 5, is it?
Yeah, tough 5 and the armor.
Okay.
Armor's down.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Lightly armored just counts as heavy rather than 4 up all up. Yep. You can only take them in units of 1 to 2, and you can also stretch them out to 3 inches rather than. So you can have 2 of them 3 inches apart, basically, rather than just 1, for whatever that's worth.
Don't want to charge in too much with the skirmish rules now.
So they are flying around pretty quick. So I don't think they'll die from that skirmish change, hopefully. I don't know. They do have that fire and flee. You didn't have that in your normal ones, did you?
No, you didn't.
No. So that's probably pretty good. Hit and run is that the same or different? No. Shoot it, win around a combat unit with a special rule may choose to fall back in good order rather than making a follow-up or pursuit move. Okay, so you can hit and move back. Who can do that? I saw that. That's a rule for someone else. Who was that? Which we reviewed that in an army book. What was that? Maybe it was
the old world.
Or sorry, I thought you were just talking about that, not the fire and flee.
I've come up with that. I've seen that rule before where you like. Is it in the Goblin one somewhere where? Oh, it is. It's one of the Wolf Rider one. The Wolf Riders where they can hit, but then rather than follow, they actually flee.
Yeah.
So like you hit and move back. So that's pretty cool. Impact hits D3, Magic Res -1, Skirmishes, Swift Stride, Vanguard, all pretty similar. Is that Clattergun the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just, I mean, 60 points. What's the difference between that and a normal Joe?
Exactly the same.
So really it's just core if you want to throw more of these guys in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So if you're leaning heavily into that gyro build, you might bring them then. Movement 10's cool though. Like having that and fire and flee and stuff is pretty cool.
It's just the toughness. Like toughness 5 is so good.
Yeah,
for
tough
normal
4.
Yeah, it is. No, you're right. Yeah, because you're wounding on 6s with just bow shots and stuff. Whereas here you're wounding on 5s, 5-up save. You can pretty much knock them out with enough shooting.
It's the same toughness as the rest of the dwarf army.
Yeah. That's how you build it. We were wondering about this. It uses the back of the gyro bomber, but is there a thing where you don't have to actually put the bombs on it, is it? On that back part of the gyro bomber?
Oh, it's got like a little tail plane on the back, which you can use like.
Okay, I'll have to have a look at my box that I've got. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you guys read this one, or do you want me to read it out? The dwarf carts, because these are pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you want to hit this, Josh?
Yeah, I can probably hit it. I've painted many a cart in my time.
Yeah. Yes.
Dwarf cart
over that.
Yeah.
I said, are you going to make a Bugman's cart and a Miner's cart?
She would
anyway, do. Sorry. Yeah.
So dwarf cart. So the card itself is strength 4, tough 5, 3 wounds, 65 points. The dwarf crew of 1 is weapon skill 4, BS 4, strength 3, initiative 2, 1 attack, and leadership 8. And the draft pony is movement 6, weapon skill 3, strength 3,
the war pony,
initiative 3. No, draft pony. 1 attack. It's light chariot on a chariot base, unit size 1 only, armor value of 5. Dwarf crew of hand weapons. The draft pony is iron shot hooves, so still gets its horseshoes put on. Counts as a hand weapon. And then the options, it must take either the Bugman's cart or the Miner's cart. They're both free. And it gets impact hits D3, hatred, magic resistance, open order, resolute. The Bugman's cart, during the command stop phase of the turn, any dwarf unit that is not fleeing or engaged in combat and is within 6 inches of a friendly Bugman's cart that is itself not fleeing or engaged gains a +1 modifier to its movement characteristic until the end of the turn. Not cumulative. And then the Miner's cart, any dwarf unit that is within 3 inches of a friendly Miner's cart that is not fleeing or engaged in combat may make a standard charge reaction and/or a shooting attack as if it were equipped with blasting charges. Additionally, when a Miner's cart loses its last wound to an enemy attack during the combat phase, roll a d6 on a 4-up. The Miner's cart explodes, and every unit, friend or foe, within 3 inches suffers a d6 strength 3 hits, each with AP of 1 and with a flaming attack special rule. And then baggage. Any army made using the Dwarven Holds Grand Army comp can, up to 4 of these guys as rare choices. What's the blasting charges?
Yeah, I'm just looking that up. So 26, is it? Oh,
AP 1, like 6-inch range. They're not great.
Okay, yeah, 6-inch range. Yeah, 6 -3. Armor bane 1, flame attacks, quick shot. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it seems like this one's the useful one because of the +1 modifier. As a dwarf player, do you think that's something that because if you put 2 of these in an army for what's that, 120 points or 130, it's a fairly large bubble where because most of your army is quite stuck together anyway.
Yeah, it is quite compact.
It reminds me of sort of the 8th edition Empire where I always had like 2 of the buff wagons at the back doing stuff, and I feel like you might end up using something like this.
Yeah, well that's it. And then you're gonna have like everything in marching column to maximize your movement, you would think. So yeah.
I mean, it's funny. We're talking about getting +1 modifier just to get to movement 4. It's pretty funny.
Oh, it's so sad.
Now, can you stack a Bugman's cart next to another Bugman's cart so you can go to movement 7? You know?
No, you can't.
Nah,
Not cumulative.
It's
It
not
says in the book.
Yeah.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there it is. Not cumulative. Cumulative.
Yeah. That would be good.
Yeah, well, not cumulative, but can I get a buff on my Bugman's cart from another Bugman's cart? So now my Bugman cart's movement 7. Because that's not cumulative at a cross.
Oh, surely.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you'll see these guys. That's pretty cool. The other ones, these are a lot of mercenaries that like Empire and stuff can take them. Oh, sorry.
Is the friendly Bugman's cart within 6 inches of itself?
Well, I don't know.
Does it buff itself?
Yeah. Because if so, then you can't do it cumulative. But yeah, I don't know. Usually they say they built in the rules for that stuff, but I don't know.
Is it? Yeah.
I'm just saying in general, like, I don't know. You might, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe it should get a +1 modifier, so therefore it's movement 7. I don't know. Might need an FAQ on that one. It'll probably turn up in an FAQ. Then you got the Imperial Dwarves, which are those little tiny, silly dudes. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to skip through these. These guys just look like standard. They're just dwarf warriors with all the other options because you can have spears and stuff. But I just don't think. I think they're here because they're trying to sell the old dwarf Empire dwarves, which are cool. And maybe there's Empire armies that want to have some dwarves in for fluff reasons, which is pretty cool. But I might not waste too much time on them.
This is where you want to be. Yeah.
Yeah, the Royal Clan Warriors are those ones that you get in core in the Royal Clan list. Yeah, can you read that one, Andrew? Do you want to read that one out?
Sure. So it's standard warrior stat line. So basically, still got your weapon skill 3, still hidden strength 3, tough 4.
And that's
just 1 wound, 1 attack, initiative 2, leadership 9, 10 points. So they come hand weapon, shield, heavy armor. So this is where you're going to get. It's kind of mix and match. The problem is you start maximizing these guys. They start costing quite a bit of money. So Grommel axes +1 point per model. We'll hit that in a sec. You can take Runic standard up to 75 points. Obviously, you got your full command you can get. The veteran can get. It's quite an allowance. So weapon runes up to 25 points. Talismans up to 25 points. So 50 points you can have it on champion with bloody 1 wound. Yeah. Okay. And then so you can have 0 to 1 units per 1,000 points. May have the drill special rule for +1 point, stubborn for +1 point, and veteran for +1 point. Special rules, close order, Grommel armor, which is pretty cool because you get to reroll 1s for your armor save. Grommel weapons, making them AP 1 standard. Magic resistance, resolute, and shield wall. So the Grommel axe is basically a great weapon with AP -3. So it still strikes last. So yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, which is probably pretty fun. Is that the Grommel Great Axe? Is that just, are they the only ones that have that, or is some of the other units? Okay.
Nah, they got the hammers have got like their own hammer special rule.
Yeah, that's what I was getting confused with, but it's a bit different. Or is it similar to that one?
Well, it's +2, but they've got like an extra attack if they get charged. And it's like higher initiative. Yeah,
cool.
But it's still it's pretty cool just because like normal warriors are a bit meh. But the problem is you start buffing these guys up. If you took every single buff,
they get expensive, and then you might as well take something else like Longbeards or something.
Yeah. Well, it kind of comes down to that. But they do have some pretty cool rules. They're up there with Longbeards, especially those great axes are pretty crazy. But yeah, and they get stubborn, which is really good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'd be interesting to see how people end up using them and if they will in that army list or not. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I reckon you'll see them. Yep.
Yeah. I want to see how to model them with the Highlands ones because I don't know how interchangeable some of that is. I'll have to have a bit of a dig around. We went through Doom Seekers, which is cool. The Dwarf Engineer Sappers. So these are the new ones you can have in the Expeditionary Force as well. Web skill 4, BS5, like a normal engineer. Strength 4, tough 4, 2 wounds, 2 attacks, 70 points. You can take pistol, bracer pistols. So this annoying thing here is, even though they're engineers, because they don't have they've got a handgun, so they can craft those ones, I guess, on the Runic ones. I was going to say you can't do them on the pistols, but that would have been funny. They've got great weapon or handgun for 4 or 8 points, plus you can take pistol or bracer pistols, and then up to 50 points of weapon, armor, and talismanic. Oh, they can't even have the engine. They're not called engineerings. What are they called? No, engineer runes. They are called engineer.
I think they're weapon runes, aren't they? Still.
Oh, they are still weapon ones, are they? They're just
I think they call them weapons. Weapon
here.
runes. Yeah.
Oh, engineers weapon runes. Okay,
Yeah.
rightio. I misread that. Okay. So does that mean is he an engineer so he can take them? Yeah, he can on his handgun because he's technically an engineer. Is that right? Because it's dwarf engineer sappers.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Sure.
So dig in during any command subphase. If not engaged in combat, I can't even read this. There's something with a big light thing past my page. May attempt to lead the unit in the digging of some field works. Oh, this is the model that was in the Skull Pass thing. So basically entrenching a unit behind a low linear obstacle.
Yeah, low linear obstacle.
Yeah. So you just take a leadership test. If this test passes, this character and any of becomes entrenched. An entrenched unit is considered to be behind partial cover and be defending a low linear obstacle. Should the unit move for any reason, it's no longer entrenched.
It's not that great. I'll just come out and just say,
fair enough.
Just behind that, because all it does, the partial cover's all right, but all it does is make you disrupted, which means the charging unit can't use the initiative bonus, but you're friggin' initiative nothing anyway.
Usually,
dwarf,
depending on who you put this in, you're nothing anyway. Yeah, well, you're hitting great weapons.
It's not really worth all that much. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing.
I also don't get why you need to pass a leadership check to dig a trench. Shouldn't it be like a strength test or something?
Oh.
I feel like you've brought the stuff along
thematically
the model because you've dug a hole. Dig a hole. Like how hard is it to dig a hole, which you've probably already done before the battle anyway. So I don't even know why it has to be a test. You should just be able to deploy it. Yeah. Hostile terrain. Any enemy model that ends its movement within the command range of one more of these models. It's command range 9. That's pretty good. Must make a dangerous terrain test.
That's good.
This is interesting, because what is he? 70 points. So they got a bubble of 18-inch bubble. Any enemy model that ends its movement within the command range of one or more characters. Pretty interesting, because if you had a lot of these hanging around and you're pushing and giving ground people, and every time an enemy model moves, they're rolling dice and getting a wound on a 1. So it's almost like you treat these as little buff guys that just hang out behind other units and just get in combat.
That's
and just
cool.
hopefully, especially against high armor, cav and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or chariots and those ones that take even more. That's interesting. Cool. So you might see that because of that.
Yeah.
Cool. We've got Burlock Damonson as another special character.
Yeah.
Want to take him?
So I guess I can take him.
Can you read it, Josh, or do you need?
That
better?
No, I can read it. Yeah, movement 3, initiative. Weapon skill 5, plus skill 5, strength 4, tough 4, 2 wounds, initiative 2, 3 attacks, leadership 10, 85 points. He's got a furnace hammer, rivet gun, and heavy armor. What is he? He's got a few special rules here, this guy. What is he? So he's mainly an engineer. Okay. Prepare positions. During deployment, you may entrench a single non-character model whose troop type is a war machine and a single unit of quarrels or thunderers. And an entrenched unit is Considered to be behind partial cover and to be defending a lower than the obstacle. Should an entrenched unit move for any reason, it is no longer entrenched.
So how come he gets to do it without a leadership test and the other guy doesn't?
It's just good at digging holes.
That's a good, very good question.
But so he can he can entrench a non-single character model. That's a war machine. So not the amber, basically. So he can basically do what he can do both, though. Is that right? Like entrench a war machine and a unit of thunderers. Yeah.
Yeah.
A single non-character model is war machine and is yeah.
Okay. So two of them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then range fighting optics. Unless Burlock is fleeing or engaging combat once per turn during the shooting phase, a friendly unit of Quarrelers, Thunderers, or a Dwarf war machine is within his command range. Can either reroll any rolls to hit of natural 1 or reroll a single artillery dice. In addition, Burlock and any unit he joins do not suffer the usual -1 to hit modifier when shooting at long range. Ignore long range, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, no, I think
and rerolling artillery dice. Yeah. Not bad at all. Standback Chief, a character with a special rule, cannot be targeted by enemy shooting or by enemy spells while it's within 3 inches of a friendly unit whose troop type is War Machine. And then, Furnace Hammer. What's his strength? So strength asterisk AP2.
4? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's as user, is it? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Before Burlock makes any...
Oh, hang on. No, it's a different... Sorry, no, it's an artillery
makes
dice.
any attacks with his weapon. Roll artillery dice to determine its strength characteristic. Okay. Makes sense. If a misfire is rolled, Burlock with a single wound makes no attacks this turn. Funny. Rivet gun. Range 10 inches, strength 3, AP2, arm main 1. If a roll to hit is successful, this weapon causes D3 hits to the target enemy unit rather than the usual 1 hit. What's the chances you're going to remember Armor Bane is on that shot, by the way?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, the best thing's probably... Is it the best thing this? He gets to do the -1. No -1 hit for shooting at long range.
Yeah. How many points is he?
I think he was he 70?
85.
85.
Oh, 85. Oh, yeah. It's not terrible, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Is he better than just having an extra war machine?
That's the question.
That's the bottom line, isn't it?
During the shooting phase,
True
it's just a friendly unit. Or is it, when it says a friendly unit, it doesn't say a single friendly unit. Is that right? So leadership 10, is that right? Unless fleeing once per turn during the shooting phase, a friendly unit of Quarrelers, Thunderers within his command range can either re-roll...
But it does say or, like,
why would they say single here and this is not single? I'm pretty sure this means he's got a 20-inch bubble, like 10-inch bubble, like
a friendly unit.
A friendly unit, and then Quarrelers, Thunderers, or a Dwarf war machine.
So just one.
I think that's one.
Other will be any.
Yeah, it'd be all or any.
Yeah.
Nah, true. Damn it. I was thinking that would make him really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, if the entire army is ignoring long-range modifiers.
Well, he's got to be in the unit for that, but otherwise it's re-rolling natural 1 or re-roll single.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. That's the unit. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But this is useful for no long range. I think that's pretty good as well. But I don't know, 85 points. I might be missing something on him. We did Ungrim.
Yes, we did.
Let's do the young Thorgrim.
The last one.
Ooh. Am I going to hit him?
Yeah.
250 points. So weapon skill 6.
Big one.
It's not as good as what he was. He's still got to learn a bit.
Hang on, he's not as good as what he will be. Got to get the temporal thing right here.
There we go. Yeah. So strength 4, tough 5, 3 wounds, 3 attacks. Initiative 3. So it's got hand weapon, grudge settler, the grudge stone, and armor of Scaldor and shield. Special rules: Gromalama, so re-rolling 1s, grudge law, hatred, orcs and goblins. Obviously Madres 1, Rallying Cry, Resolute, Stubborn. So Grudge Law, once Thorgrim has set the Grudge Stone, both he and any unit he has joined replaces Hatred, Orcs, and Goblins special rule with Hatred, all enemies special rule, which is pretty cool. So the Grudge Stone is during any start of turn subphase. Thorgrim may set the Grudge Stone. Once set, Thorgrim and any unit he's joined gains the Unbreakable special rule, which is really good, and automatically passes any panic tests they're required to make. However, once the Grudge Stone has been set, Thorgrim and his unit cannot choose to flee as a charge reaction and cannot move other than to give ground, to make a follow-up move, or to reform, which kind of sucks.
Does that mean once you set it, that's it? You can't even elect to not set it anymore?
Yeah. Yeah. So what happens there? What happens when the combat's done?
You're stuck there. You can reform, which means you can turn around, but that's it.
Yeah, Thorgrim's unit cannot choose to flee as a charge reaction and cannot move other than to give ground, to make a follow-up move, or to reform. Surely,
make dwarves even slower. That's a stupid rule.
Yeah, like unless it's up against like a unit you really want to kill and you don't care about anything else. Anyway, so the arm of Skeletor is pseudo-heavy armor. In addition, its wearer has a 4-up ward, save against killing blow, or any wound that suffers that will cause an attack that has multiple wound special rule. Kind of cool, but yeah, it's a little bit limited. Grudge Settler, so it is +2 strength, AP -1, armor bane 1 magical attacks. The Grudge Settler is inscribed with a master rune of smiting. I think
What's
that's
that one?
D6 wounds, I think.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah.
Rune of parrying, which is -1 to hit. Yeah. So I might have to check.
So he's got -1 to hit him. Weapon skill 6 though, so not. I mean, it's not crazy big, but
yeah.
Just the master rune of spiting. Yeah. I mean, the problem with all these guys, like I said at the beginning, 250 points. I mean, that's more than a Gorgon, and he's got like toughness 5 with what 5-up, 4-up save, and that's it. Unless you're hitting him with killing blow and stuff, or multiple wounds, otherwise because he doesn't get his ward. Otherwise, he's only got heavy armor and a shield.
Yeah.
Like if you're just shooting at this guy, he's tough 5, but 3 wounds with a 4-up save. Like
well, it's going to be a unit, but still. Like
yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He's in a unit, and I guess you'd put him in something like that. Yeah, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like he's going to dish out a heap of damage either. He's just a tank.
Yeah, smiting is D6.
Okay.
But
he could do
it's
some damage,
75 points. 75 points. Mastering is smiting.
Okay.
So.
He's got 3 attacks because he's only technically a Thane at this point or whatever. Yeah, he's a
3
Thane.
attacks.
He's just a souped up Thane. Yeah.
It's only AP 1 too, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Strength 4.
It does have
strength
hatred
6.
though, so 3 rolling.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, who knows? People might bring him. Anyway, that's all the rules then?
Yep.
Wow, bit of a mix there, but I mean, what do you guys think about overall? I mean, it's obviously giving the dwarves, I wouldn't say new ways to play, but more niched ways to play. And obviously you've got these cool Slayer things that come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely new options there. I think it's interesting and I think pretty well thought out. I think a lot of those new things they put in.
Yeah. I don't feel like, I mean, I think the Doomseekers are a big hit. I think you'll see them everywhere. And I think you have a play with some of these. Yeah, the ability to like move and shoot with your Thunderers or like move
the War Machines as
that's
well.
Going to be quite interesting.
That's cool.
Although Andrew, you're big on the other army, so that will be interesting to see what that's like with the
I just don't see what moving a War Machine 3 inches is going to really do.
Yeah.
That's just me. Like,
Yeah.
Would it
Maybe
be
it is
still
just a
the
novelty.
organ gun? Would that be useful to move that one? Well, not really.
Oh, maybe. I mean, he's just going to create this gun line that's going to move
Yeah.
3 inches, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it.
Do you
I like
reckon
the
they've
Royal
done enough
Clans,
for
but
Slayers to see Slayers, or not really? It's just going to be Doomseeker mercenaries everywhere.
yeah, I think the Slayers don't have a buff. I can't see
Yeah,
the Slayer
enough.
buff
Like
at
not
all.
for the units. Yeah.
Nah,
You'll see the
They
Demon Slayers and stuff a bit more.
yeah, 100%. They missed the boat on the standard Slayers. They should have put something in there, surely. At least against
Having
shooting.
said that, if I fought against dwarves and there was a bunch of just single Slayers and Doomseekers hanging around, I feel that's actually more thematic. I don't think Slayer armies and stuff is actually. I mean, I know it's in the rules and Ungrim's there and stuff, but when you read all the Gotrek Felix stuff, it's all about like a crazy Slayer going crazy by himself.
Yeah,
so I don't mind just seeing a few of them and going, shit, I don't want to get near that guy. He's going to rip me, tear me a new one. So.
Oh yeah. I don't mind from the lore point of view.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Well, that's probably all we could review with this book because we only had these awesomely supplied scans by Games Workshop for us. Not really.
Thanks, Matt Miniatures.
Just turned off. This has been going. Yeah. So, well, when we get the books, we can look at the lore side. But yeah, look, I think they're still hitting it out of the park with these Arcane journals with extra
they're good
things to look at, and it keeps a bit variant. So I don't know if it's. I don't know. I feel like the Orc one was probably more interesting with all their magic items were hits basically and stuff. So it's kind of interesting how that one came out. But it's yet to see with this one. I'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, I guess we'll catch you guys on our next video.